I'm going to share my screen and say hello and welcome. And I have some company, so I don't have to talk all by myself. So it's really exciting. Hi, Jill. Okay, I'm going to I have a couple of slides that I'm going to share with you guys, just so I don't end up all over the place. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited because this is not something I've ever done before. It's something I've kind of ran myself and I've done with our team, our existing team, but it's never something that I've brought new coaches into or new team members into. So this is a cool opportunity. I've been coaching for 7 years. So I've had this online business, being a wellness coach for 7 years, which is crazy. And I'm going to just kind of walk you through how this Cash for Christmas mentorship that I have planned is going to work. And you'll be able to see if maybe it's the right fit for you. Keep an open mind. I'm going to also share just kind of really how step-by-step I will help you reach this goal. So the idea of the Cash for Christmas is like, I want everybody who decides that they want in on this to actually earn $500 to use towards Christmas or the holidays or whatever their goal is, right? And I'm going to show you step-by-step how you're actually going to make that happen. Okay, so a little bit, I like to just kind of have it laid out so you know our agenda for tonight. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my kind of Cash for Christmas story. I'm going to, talk a little bit about who might need this particular mentorship. I'm actually going to show you the 5 ways with a bonus one to earn the Cash for Christmas. And then I'm going to talk really quickly about our December mentorship, when that's starting and all the details there. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite Christmas pictures ever of my kids. And that was actually one of the luxuries that I always wanted. So I remember my aunt and uncle used to get family pictures done often. And I think our family probably got family pictures done like twice when I was growing up. There just wasn't a lot of extra cash for that kind of thing. We had horses and they're expensive. And we had a drafty old house and heating it was expensive. But I remember seeing my aunt and uncle's walls like filled with family pictures, and you could see the kids change as they went. And I remember being like, I want to do that when I have kids. I want to have those family pictures. And I remember thinking, I want to have Christmas pictures, and I want, to get the photographer that I would like to get so that she can capture moments like this, where one of my kids is squishing my other kid with a kiss. And it just seemed amazing. But, even though I was working full-time in real estate, and my husband, Christopher, has a great job, there just isn't a lot of money for the extras. Right. And there wasn't, we were paying for all the other stuff that was coming up. So I'm just going to flip here for a second. Actually, and I'll go back to this picture because it's cute and we'll stay on it. So we used to sit down and we used to always like budget. We would sit down before Christmas, probably about beginning of November, because I like to start Christmas shopping early. And we go through, okay, who do we all have to buy for and how much are we going to spend on them? Because like, how much do we have all together to spend? And we even tried like, a few years in to start putting money like $50 aside a pay in June. We really love Christmas, if you can't tell. And we'd put like a little bit extra money away because after the first couple of Christmases, we're like, holy crap, this is a lot more expensive than we thought it was going to be. So we'd put money aside, but we still found like, even with putting money away intentionally, like it just added up and extra expenses came up and we would be paying for Christmas for like a couple months after. And it stressed both of us out, even though we were like kind of quiet about it. It was something that was always kind of in the air. So what changed? Right. So again, like I said, I was working full-time in real estate. It's a weird thing, right? It's very like hot and cold with real estate. You have seasons in it. Sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're not. This time of year, not busy in real estate. It actually worked out really cool when I started to become a Beachbody coach, because my busy seasons for Beachbody were actually my off seasons for real estate. So that kind of worked out neat. But yeah, so I started this online business in 2015. I aligned with Beachbody because I had started my own health and wellness journey with Beachbody. And I, within 3 weeks, I was like, wow, this really works for the season I'm in. This is way less complicated than I thought it was going to be. Like they're teaching me how to just eat proper portions. They're teaching me that through 30 minutes of exercise at home a day, I can actually get results. So I had complicated it in my head so much. And from the stress of real estate, I had put on an extra 50 pounds and I wasn't feeling like myself and I had really low energy. And like I said, just being a part of like the accountability group and being in that community and using those tools, I really changed like a lot in a really short time. And I was like, it was kind of on my mind about paying it forward, about having my own groups. What would that look like? And I remember my coach actually saying to me, she was like, oh, have you ever thought about coaching? And because I loved the groups, right? And I was like, no, I'm way too busy. I could never, put myself out there. I was really shy on social media. I didn't really put anything out there. I'm an introvert, all the things. I had my professional real estate business. I'm like, I don't want to be talking about this. People are going to wonder, like, maybe they'll judge me. Had all of that floating around in my head. But I made my kind of pros and cons list, and something tugged me to actually give this a shot. Mostly it was because I thought it's going to help give me some accountability to stay committed to my health goals, because I know that I have somewhere further to go than just that first 3 weeks. I know I can't just do 3 weeks and I'm going to be where I need to be. I'm in this for the long haul kind of thing, right? And then I started thinking about, what if it actually gave me a little bit of income to help pay for the extras, right? Those things like getting those professional Christmas pictures, or not being stressed out for a couple of months after Christmas. So one of my first goals as a coach was actually to offset the cost of Christmas, and, came up with the idea of like $500 because I thought that would help. And I loved the idea, having done some seasonal holiday jobs. So I remember one year I worked for like a mall kiosk for Pepperidge Farm. One year I sold women's clothing in a mall. It is not easy to do that. And also they play the same music over and over again until you go slightly insane through the holidays. So I really was thinking, when I was thinking about doing this mentorship, I was like, there's other people who are going to grab seasonal jobs, and, maybe they don't have to listen to the mall music. Maybe they can actually start to build a business like I did, in my comfy clothes, in my home, from wherever I have my Wi-Fi on my schedule, right? And I get to, what I put in is what I'm going to get out, not just, whatever I'm showing up as and just kind of punching the time card for the job and then leaving. Like, this is something that I can actually build. And this is something that you could actually build as well. So if you're thinking about a seasonal job, think about working from your PJs from home instead. And I'm going to kind of run through how we're going to do this. So I'm just going to kind of go through 5 ways that you can do this. And the mentorship is going to deep dive into these things. I'm going to show you step by step, but I'm just going to give you kind of an idea of what that's going to look like. And you see here on the left is another Christmas picture, because now I'm addicted. We didn't get any this year, but we do have a lot of Christmas pictures and family pictures, thankfully. So, I cut my youngest head off in this picture. Sorry, Maddox. Okay, number 1, how are you going to get here to this? I'm just going to use $500 as an example. So $500 cash for Christmas. Number 1 is you have to create a clear vision of what this goal actually means to you. And I teach this in our team. I teach this in our Fit Club as well. We aren't naturally motivated, right? Like, we have to actually create the motivation. And the way we're showing up every single day is by having this idea in our head of, who are we now? What do we need to do to get to who we want to actually be later, right? So you're going to have to get really crystal clear on, what would earning a certain dollar amount do for you and your family? What would it mean? Would it mean that you could get the professional Christmas pictures? Would it mean that maybe you can go on a vacation in the next year, right? What will you do with it? Like, what would you use that money for? Is it going to just, mean that you're not stressed out in January, February, and March? I love this idea of visualizing. So I wasn't a real big visualizer or person who liked to sit down and think about this stuff, but like, when you close your eyes and you think about, Christmas morning, for example, if your goal is to make Christmas a little bit less stressful, and you think about your kids coming down the stairs and they run down and they're opening their presents and it's exactly what they'd hoped for. And you're sitting there and you're feeling relaxed, not stressed out about what you're going to owe after. They're excited, your spouse is excited, and you're feeling calm and stress-free, right? Like, this is something that you can visualize, that when you are actually going to sit down to work, because spoiler alert, you actually do have to work to earn with any kind of business, especially one that you're building on your own. But what is that going to feel like? What is that going to feel like? And then on those days when you don't feel like doing the work, you're going to dig deep and look and think about that vision. Okay. Number 2, make a plan of how you're going to get to the goal. So this is cool. This is the part that I can help with. I'm a big list person, checklist person. I don't know about you, but I will teach you actually how to figure out what products and services and different things with this business you're actually going to highlight. Okay. And how to create or share your own story. So maybe you've been doing this for a while and you have a little bit of a story, or maybe you'd be brand new to it and you would be creating your story as you go. But one of the things I teach is actually how to reverse engineer a goal. So if your goal is that $500 cash for Christmas, I'm going to help you kind of see the specific strategy to get to where you need to be and break it down into smaller chunks. And, what do I need to do daily? What do I need to do weekly to actually get to this goal? All right. And you don't have to focus on everything or know all of the things. That's actually the beauty of this. You'll get to focus on, what interests you, what speaks to you, what are the things that you want to use and you want to try, products, programs, the community, those sorts of things. And then really what aligns with you and your goals. So it's really quite customizable. You're going to be, focusing on being in great shape and feeling good and energetic and all those things through the holidays, but you're also going to kind of customize your business to share about what you want to share about. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. Number 3, set aside time in your day to build your business. So this is a great picture. When I started my business, my kids were 2 and 5. Like I said, I was, working in real estate. My husband is a shift worker, Christopher. So it would be a lot of high fives in and out of the door. So you'd probably be like, oh my gosh, how could you add another thing? And that was a big hesitation for me. I was like, how on God's green earth am I going to add another thing into my already busy schedule? And I really did start this business in the most chaotic season of my life because it was when my kids needed me most, right? But busy people do this. I did it. I started it. And they do it well all the time. Okay. A lot of the best coaches are not people who have tons of hours on, in their day to just waste. They have really intentional pockets of time that they put into this. Now I would say for this, and as a new business owner, you want to be putting in about 2 hours a day to devote to your business. Now that might seem scary. Or maybe you're like, oh, that's not so bad. I don't know. It depends on your situation. But I did a lot of this, not just like 2 hours straight, but like in pockets of time when I had the time, like maybe there was nobody coming in an open house. So I worked on some stuff, or a lot of mine actually came after the kids went to bed. I invested that time instead of sitting down and watching Netflix and not really doing anything. I actually invested it into my business. Okay. So you don't have to have like 2 hours every single day stuck together to be able to do this. They can be broken up into pockets throughout the day, but if you don't make your business a priority, it'll just be something that falls to the wayside, right? So I'll actually teach you a couple of things like how to time block and how to schedule this into your busy life so that you can make it work in a way that still keeps all of your priorities, at the top of your priority list. That helps you kind of figure out what's important and what's not. Number 4, join our mentorship. Oh, I don't know where the picture went here. To get one-on-one support. All right. So this is going to be run by myself with the Inspiration Tribe. I'm going to teach all of these steps in like a one-to-one private mentorship. So there's going to be a special group for our new team members. If you're interested in learning more about joining our team and getting started, then I have an application you can fill out and you can find out more about that. But this is going to be like, you're not on your own. I'm not going to be like, okay, you sign up, figure it out, right? You're actually going to have this group and it's going to be self-paced, which is great through the holidays. But that also gives you the freedom to be like, okay, like I'm ready to hit the ground running. I'm not messing around. I really want to do this and get through it at the pace you want and not just take in information, but actually apply the information so that you see results, right? I don't know what happened with all these pictures, but you'll just have to imagine something. Be focused on output more than the outcome. All right, so this is number 5. So when it comes to creating success as a coach, you really have to be focused on your daily action steps. All right. One of the things that I teach in my mentorship is what activities actually produce income, because we can get really busy just doing busy work, right? And we can avoid doing the things that are actually the things that help us create an income with this, because we get distracted, or we're just, maybe we're perfectionists, or maybe we think we need to know all the things. But you have to remember, like, people don't just flock to you. but I will actually show you how to be open for business. I like that idea, with your social media and with your conversations that you have with people and the connections that you make with people. And you don't have to be perfect. Okay. This is definitely not a perfection thing. In fact, being where you are, like in this, in the season of life you're in, and just being there raw and real and authentically is really relatable, and it resonates with a lot of people. It's really a focus on imperfect action. That's what we focus on with our team and with this mentorship. This is your bonus tip. So participate in team sales and promos. So this is this will help you get to that goal of that $500 cash for Christmas. So take advantage of team sales and company promotions. So I will say Beachbody, it's going to be transitioning to just body in the spring. They have some really great promotions. They offer us things like promo codes, and they'll do sales. We have a new program launching, so they'll do a sale around that. But I also do things on my own, just kind of like a little flair that I put on it, same as I did with real estate, right? And one of the best things I did as a new coach was actually like host little promotions or flash sales and other little perks for my first time buyers and for my repeat, like loyal customers, as I started having people stick around, right? So I would, offer maybe like a little packet of goodies, or maybe a little gift card as a thank you for them signing up. Everyone loves a good sale, right? And during the holidays, giving the gift of health and fitness really means everybody benefits. Like, it's something that a lot of people are going to be looking for come January. And I love the idea of, instead of getting that thing maybe that they don't really want for Christmas, that because their loved ones don't really know what to get for them, instead they get health and wellness for an entire year. Like, hello, that's amazing. Who doesn't want that? And then they're all set up for January 1st instead of figuring out what they want to do on January 1st. Okay, so enrollment is open. So I'm so excited. So this will be the first time ever that we are having this Cash for Christmas mentorship that, like I said, it's going to invite you as a new coach in, or, if somebody on our team is looking to relaunch their business, they might be in there as well. But the focus is going to be that earning that $500 towards your holiday shopping, your holiday expenses, whatever, with my step-by-step 30-day new coach training. And it's really going to be you learning how to launch your business. So it's going to be 30 days. Like I said, it's going to kick off on November 28th. We're going to walk right through how to launch your business. So how do you get started as a new coach, and how do you get started successfully? I'm going to show you how to share, not sell, because I think that was something that I was really even uncomfortable with myself. I was like, I don't want to sell more things. Like, I'm already selling houses to people. Like, I just want to help people. And I really can show you how I do that. Even 7 years in, like I share what I'm doing. I offer, but I'm never trying to be like, you should buy like this from me, but blah, blah, blah. And it's not about that for me. And I've been quite successful, and I can show you exactly how I do that. I'll show you how to start your first support group for your clients. And we will have weekly small group calls. So I'll walk through some training. You'll be able to ask me questions, fill out a questionnaire and tell me kind of how you're doing. And there'll be like a lot of one-on-one that way. And then that will lead to, like, obviously the one-on-one support from mentoring from me. You'll get access to all of our resources. So we have a lot of stuff that I have brought together over the last 7 years. But it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, I need to know everything there is to know about this company and coaching and the compensation plan and all those things. No, it's going to be like, okay, this is what we're focusing on now. Let's figure out how to do it. Let's go do it. Let's see the results from that. And then let's move on to the next thing. All right. And that's going to fall under those like step-by-step instructions to succeed. I'm going to show you when you listen and you are coachable and you follow the step-by-step ideas that I put out there for you, you are going to see success. But you do have to be, I'll tell you, you do have to be willing to be a little bit uncomfortable. Okay. I know for me, I would tell myself, I'm just going to do one scary thing each day. And each day, that's how I showed up in my business. And each day I just built off of that. And it could be something really tiny, but I just tried to put myself out there and not just stay in my comfort zone all the time. And then obviously we have a Cash for Christmas incentive program. So this is something I'm already running with my Inspiration Tribe team. So if we have bingo cards created, and every time one of our coaches gets to $500, I send them a $25 Amazon gift card. So it helps with their Christmas shopping. Plus they've also earned $500 in commission from their Beachbody business. So very exciting. I am just going to tell you that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income. It all comes down to each individual coach's due diligence and the effort and the work that they put in. Okay. So this is not a get rich quick scheme. I will tell you that it is not. I've been doing this for a long time. But this is something that is an income opportunity for you in your pajamas with your Disney blanket on your lap. This is something that you can do, and you can build up to be a really, really fun. And honestly, I find it to be like a light in my life. We've gone through a lot of tough times the last couple of months, and the women that have been part of this community with me, our coaching team, are just the best. Like the best people come into this business. So I look forward to you joining us in our mentorship. If you need any information about that or the form to get more information about that, let me know. And we start on November 28th. So don't wait. Talk to me or your coach that sent you this ASAP. And thank you so much for tuning in.